Oh, hey, we're live. Hi.
How's it going,
Hi, MagFAST. I know why y'all are here. My name's j0kerr. I do run Nightmare Kart. This is one of my best friends, Ruby Hart here, and I believe she unfortunately wasn't able to join us personally on the couch, but I do believe we have Lilith with us here via Discord. Bunlith, are you there?
Hello!
Yes!
The wonderful
Happy to be
Bunlith.
here.
I'm so glad that you were at least still able to join us via Discord for this, because this is your child, this is your project, and I'm happy that you're able to hear and join us.
Absolutely. So happy to be here. Oh my gosh.
So a couple of things here before we get started. Our friends at Arcade Commons, I know why y'all are here. This thing right here. We will be revealing it after the run, I believe. But they also, over in the Indie Arcade, have these shirts that say legally distinct. They are available for sale at the Arcade Commons booth in the Indie Arcade. So once the alley opens up at 2, go get your shirts. They are wonderful, and they will continue to help make sure that we can make not only Nightmare Kart but any future Arcade Commons arcade cabinets a reality. They put a lot of hard work, time, effort, blood, sweat, tears, everything that they could into it, and I'm so excited to be able to showcase that for you. All right. Yes, give it up. Give it up. Give it up. So, my wonderful hosts, what is the update on the Hoggers incentive?
That's a great question. Do you have an answer?
Not in a moment, but we can go look into that real quick for you.
Absolutely. Before we even get started, Lilith, I just need to give you the biggest props on the menu music. I've been sitting here while we're just setting up, bopping to it. So thank you for making an amazing game with a great soundtrack.
Of course. Shout out to Evelyn Lark for composing it.
The Noble Demon. It's all of the music in this game is amazing. It's fantastic. Some of the music does not sound like it belongs in a horror-based kart racing game, and yet it's still right in place with this game. It's wonderful.
So
Just banger after banger.
Yes. We are 75?
All right.
$75 away from our hoggers being met.
Okay. So what we'll do then is I'll go ahead and just start up a regular run. As soon as we hit it, let me know, and then I will swap over to that to the incentive as we get going.
Will do.
All right. So let's get ourselves loaded up. So the speed run will start here as soon as I hit continue. Let me make sure I do have, yep, all the carts are unlocked, so we are good. All right. If production is ready, Ruby, you ready?
I'm ready. Is MAGFest ready? That's what I like to hear.
Lilith, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, let's count down. Give me a yag in 3, 2, 1. Yag! So, Nightmare Kart. This was started as a April Fool's joke based off of the Bloodborne PSX demake. And Lilith, do you want to kind of explain that a little bit here?
So, the original project was inspired by a bunch of demix I saw floating around online, and I wanted to do my own. So, Bloodborne was my most favorite game, and still is. And PS1 was my favorite, classic retro console. So that's what I went ahead and did with the project, and that really took off beyond my wildest dreams. And of course, for anyone plugged into the Bloodborne fandom, knows about Bloodborne Kart, which was kind of just like an inside joke in the community. So that was what I did as an April Fool's joke, and that got so much attention. I was like, okay, I have to make this real.
And here we are. It is bonk. It is absolutely real. This is such a fun game. I don't even play Bloodborne. I'm not a Soulsborne player, but something about Nightmare Kart.
Bold thing to admit at MAGFest, but go on.
I look. Oh, perfect.
Hey,
perfect time,
hold on
perfect.
with that now.
So that actually right there gives me the perfect opportunity to showcase one of the pieces of tech that we do have in this game. It is a racing game, so there's not a whole lot of actual tech, but there are a couple bits of tech that we do in the speed run. The item, the health transfuser, will actually provide us with a few invulnerability frames when we use it. So when we're sitting in first place like this, we want to keep a hold of them as much as we can, because there is an item called the Galaxy's End, and it is essentially the blue shell from Mario Kart. So as soon as you see those signs, those little stars pop up, we will be using the health transfuser to give us the invulnerability frames to get out of that damage. And it's like a 4-second time loss or so every time we get hit. So we want to keep as many transfusers as we can. There's also a little bit of tech as well, where if you use an item and you immediately pass over another item box, you'll get a refresh of that item. So the timing on those is really nice to have to make sure to pick those up. But that was the Pocket Dream Circuit, the standard starting course that you'll see in most any other racing game. Just a very simple circuit, and now we start to actually get into the really well-developed courses. Our first one here is Miralodia Expressway.
I say that one more time.
Miralodia Expressway.
Miralodia Expressway?
Yes.
That is a banger title for a map.
Miralodia Expressway.
And by the way, this is a fully voice-acted game. It does have cutscenes as well. There are voice lines introducing each track. Hey, blood droplets, I like that. There are voice lines introducing each track. There's fully acted, voice-acted cutscenes in this, and it is a 100% free-to-play game. So if you're watching on Steam right now, please go download this on Steam or itch.io and go play it after the showcase. It is well worth it.
Yeah, so for full context, whenever I have commentated this game for you, not a Nightmare Kart runner at all, just a fan of racing games, I just get confused and delighted every time I see you play, because I am also not a Soulsborne runner. I'm sorry. I know, bold thing to admit at MAGFest. But I love what how do I put this? With racing games, there is something about the way you have to grab items at exactly the right time and really make sure that you're building up momentum without losing it on the turns. But every one is a little bit different with how it maintains that momentum. So I don't know, there's something really interesting about how this one works differently than the other racing games I've seen.
It feels very much like a Crash Team Racing from the early PS1 days.
Yeah.
In kind of its handling and how it handles the speed and everything. One of the things that I do really appreciate, and I've told you this many times, Lilith, the fact that your top speed is not an actual set stat. So if you look down in the speedometer, there's that big red arrow. That big red arrow is the speedometer, and that increases by the amount of blood droplets we have. It resets, every course, but the more blood droplets you get, the faster you will go on average, and the faster your boost will go as well. So that's why, early in first lap when I said, ooh, blood droplets, that's really good. You don't get that item in first place, and it gives you 150 blood droplets, which is a massive increase in your regular speed. Okay, interesting. There's a couple of engine things in this game where we just kind of bump into things and there's not much else we can do about it because the limitations of the engine. So occasionally you'll see some bumps, you'll see me run into enemies and then just stop, and that's just kind of part of the game, and we just kind of go through with it.
I feel like with every racing game, there are some obstacles that are kind of okay to take the hits with, and there are others that you want to avoid at absolutely all costs. What's kind of the hierarchy of needs there with this?
Any basic enemy you can run into is good, except for the gigantic mummies and the werewolves. Mummies and werewolves, you can run into them and you will deal damage to them when you run into them, but you will essentially just kind of freeze in place.
But you bounce.
Yeah, you bounce. And that leads us into our first battle. Leads us into our first battle of the campaign. What I love about this is the fact that the campaign is not just straight races. We also have battle arenas and boss fights. And we'll get to a boss fight here after this, but this is the first arena fight. It is your standard, kind of team deathmatch. Think of the Mario Kart team bases, or more like Twisted Metal type of thing, where we're gonna chase down enemies, try to pick up items, and get a total of 10 team kills. And we want to stay around here, because this is where the skeletons will spawn, and when the skeletons spawn, it makes it easier for us to be able to take them. Other than that, since this is a battle and it's not quite an auto-scroller, but it's kind of an auto-scroller, to my wonderful host, if you have anything to read, now is a great time to do so.
Host, do we have anything over at that desk to read? Yeah.
Yeah, we've got some donations in. Just to read them off, we've got $10 donated by QB Lay. What's the worst nightmare drive? This kart race or the DC Beltway? Go spill blood for the old gods on this legally distinct racer. Go Joker. We have $25 donated by Argent Rape. $10 donated by Killscreen. So excited to get to donate during Nightmare Kart. What a wild ride this game is. Happy MAGFAST, everyone.
Let's go. Start of a great week.
Happy MAGFAST.
We still got time if you got more.
I have more.
Yes,
We got
please.
$10 donated by Buttery. Remember when Chuck E. Cheese said Hoggers live on stream? This game's real fun, so the fun's to mix. We have $75 donated by Rocket Grunt that just says get hogged. $20 donated by BDPHDX. I'm a simple binary breaker. I see hoggers, I donate for hoggers.
Yes.
$10 donated by Vanny Van. Joker, I need you to drive that cart like there's a bottle of Merlot waiting for you at the finish line. Good luck, friendo.
You got it, Vonnie. I'm racing for that Malort right now.
And the last $10 donated by Edelon, I believe. Sorry if I said that wrong, but thank you for the donation.
All right, and what?
Actually, real quick, sorry to interrupt you. We actually have reached our Hoggers %
That
target.
was my
Let's
next
go.
check-in. So
Hoggers, let's go!
So let me explain Hoggers real quick. My friend Angel and I
Hoggers.
came up with the idea. Angel asked me if I could beat the game using the worst cart in the game, which is the giant boar. And this was early on in development. It was a little bit tougher to do, but I was able to do it. And then he challenged me to do a full speed run with the giant boar. And this was actually kind of how we figured out a couple of bugs with some of the jump pads, that especially on later tracks, is being able to do this. So this is Hoggers % now. So we came up with the name idea because you're riding around on a hog. It's fun to say Hoggers.
Boy, howdy. I think that starting with the regular cart and switching over to the hog cart is a far better way to do it, because boy, the difference you can spot.
The absolute
Yep.
difference. So the hog has the worst stats, the worst base stats in the game. So it's the worst handling, the biggest size, and the biggest weight. The size, obviously, you can see it makes a difference because you're going to get hit a lot more often by weapons. You're going to run into things a lot more often. Makes it a lot more difficult. The weight also kind of affects your jumps just a little bit. It feels like, at least. There's the gotta showcase the Akira slide. So yeah, now we're doing Hoggers %. Now we're actually also going to do the main category, which this is Refuse %. So we do need to go pick up 3 moon shards across the boss fights. This is actually not going super great so far. This is going to be a little bit of a slower boss fight, but that's
What,
okay.
is Father Gregory too much for you?
Father Gas Can's a little too much for me right now. Yes, this is legally distinct. So this is Father Gascon, or like I like to call him, Father Gas Can. I feel like that was an
Who's
absolute.
that? I don't know who you're talking about.
No, legally distinct. It's
Yes.
Father
different.
Gregory.
All right, he's gonna get that. Heck. So the main strat here in this level is, in this boss fight, is that we want to try to get Father Gregory's health down before he can pick up the minigun, because that allows us to pick it up during this phase. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get it in time. That's okay. But then he will transform, and we will sit and shoot him with the shotgun a couple of times here. I think we got one more hit. Yeah, one more hit. There it is, and we have officially hunted. We have hunted.
Go! On the hog, no less.
The unfortunate part is we didn't get the minigun, so you don't get to see it quite well. But the character model for the giant boar with the chain gun is amazing. Instead of the hunter holding the chain gun on top of the boar holds the chain gun in its tusks.
Great.
And now we're on to the course with my favorite track in this game. And if you listen to the soundtrack, the song in this course on the Forbidden Forest, it does not sound like it belongs in a horror racing game, but it fits just perfectly.
Need a good jungle track.
This sounds like it belongs in Diddy Kong Racing.
It really kind of does. There's
Yeah.
So we're also now going to get, now that we've passed the first boss, we're going to kind of get into the main strategy of the game. In the blood droplet items do not spawn when you are in first place. And blood droplets, as I said, they give us a lot of top speed and a lot of extra boost speed and as well. So we want to collect as many blood droplet items and kill as many monsters as we can while we're further back in the pack, because we will get more blood droplets for killing those monsters, and eventually we will get way more top speed. Someone got taken out by there's a visceral. For Bloodborne fans, you may remember the visceral, so I was able to trigger that. It gives us a big speed boost. We run into somebody, we run them over. That is actually one of the keys for the second boss fight, is trying to see if we can't, or the third boss fight, is trying to trigger a visceral attack, but it's very difficult with him, and you'll see why when we get there. This is a kind of a scare. We do have the health transfuser, so we're fine. Also, doing tricks on the pig makes a spin, and doing tricks gives us Aether Vials, and the Aether Vials allow us to boost or use a regular boost. Oh my gosh, yeah, you can see where the handling there, it's so loose. We get very, very wide, very fast.
I must say, making the pig drift was a really difficult animation challenge.
Okay, so talk me through those choices. I have questions.
Of course. So in the original joke, it was just a Photoshop of Bloodborne assets to make it look like a kart racer, and one of them was the giant pig enemy with a character on top of it. That was part of the original, meme, I guess.
Yeah.
And I just felt obligated to attach that to the actual game.
I
So
genuinely
had to
love
have a
everything about
rideable
that.
pig.
Now, did you anticipate when you made the difficulty scaling for the carts that someone would be able to get through all of the game at this scale this quickly?
Absolutely not.
Hey, congratulations.
I gotta give it up to Lilith. She's been amazing working with not only the speedrun community that's kind of built around this, but also just the fans of the game in general. She's been so open, receptive, and willing to listen and implement changes and things that we see as players and as speedrunners. Actively, working on the development of the game. She's also actively working on online competitive play. Right now it has couch co-op and couch play. She's actively working on online racing as well as a full DLC that is quickly expanding to be a DLC the size of the normal campaign. And I'm so excited to be able to play that once it is finished. But it's continuing to actively work on the game, listening to the community. It's something we love seeing developers do.
Well, thank you very much. It's really important to listen to the fans and, suggestions from the speedrunning community and implement what's wanted and needed.
Well, from us to you as speedrunners to devs, thank you. Thank you so much.
course.
Yeah, absolutely.
We're just about done here with the Forbidden Forest. The speed up lap and sound of this makes it even wilder. It's so much fun.
Hell
Oh
yeah.
boy. Now comes the hard part.
The hard part?
The hard part.
You already added the hog. What's
Yeah.
the hard part?
We get ourselves another boss fight.
Oh, the biggest
Okay.
difficulty spike in the entire game. That was
Yes.
totally intentional.
Totally, 100% intentional. So this is the second boss fight, the Matilda sisters, and it is a battle, in a sense.
With Angelica, Eliza, and Peggy work, I get it. Yeah.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Yep.
So this is a capture the flag type of battle. It involves my favorite glitch in this game.
And my most embarrassing glitch in the game.
So
I kept it just for you. Just for
Nothing
you.
to be ashamed of.
So standard speedrun stuff here. So what we do is this is. Oh, I need to also
I'm
get.
so embarrassed.
Standard speedrun stuff.
Yeah,
Devs
this is-
make games, we break them.
Exactly.
You know.
I also need to remember to get this. So this is, like I said, this is capture the flag. This is, I think the insight dropped in a bad spot. So I'm just gonna go wait till it spawns. And this actually froze the sisters in place. I did not realize that. We're gonna have to look into that a bit more. I dropped it accidentally because I hit the wrong button. There we go, respawn. So what we're doing here is the insight is coded. Actually, I think they're just frozen in place in general. This is weird. The insight
Oh,
is
double embarrassing.
the insight is coded as a weapon, and because it's coded as a weapon, when we respawn in the course, we hold on to that weapon. So what we do is we just run over, we grab it, we respawn, we throw it in the goal, lather, rinse, repeat. And what I said was the hardest fight. I legitimately meant this is one of the biggest difficulty boosts in the game, and the AI seems to have just bugged out to the point of, hey, I'm done.
Oh,
and
no,
I didn't
my
interact with them at
children.
all. That is legitimately 100%. That has never happened before.
That is the biggest flex of a speedrunner. This is the hardest fight, and nothing happened.
I have lost like 5 minutes to that fight before because the AI just will chase you. The way that it's intended to work is the sisters chase you around and shoot you to make you drop the insight while they try to capture themselves. And it is very hard to actually work around them while using that respawn glitch. And I'm wondering if something happened where when I tossed it and it got kind of lodged on that rock, that it just kind of was gone.
This is the moment where I'm going to say to anyone who are glitch finders in the speedrunning community, clip this VOD, look at this VOD, tell us if you find anything. You are the ones that we
Not
need.
unless I patch it first. Ha
Oh, no!
Hobo Mice, get on it! Hobo Mice, get on it! So first, big shout outs to the Hobo Mice. He's been one of the biggest other speedrunners in the community, one of the biggest glitch finders in the community, and he's found a lot of the strategies and a lot of the stuff that we use in the game. And so if we can narrow that down, that makes that fight even better. But big shout outs to the Hobo Mice and the indie horror speedrunning community in general. If it weren't for that Discord and that community, I would have picked up this game and enjoyed it, but I never would have speedrun it. So big shout outs to them. Also, this is my favorite track in the game aesthetically because driving into a gigantic clock tower is so cool, but then you have to drive uphill.
That visual is so beautiful, and I want to make a perler of it now. Can you just send me the name of the map so I can look it up later?
Yes.
Thank you. Lilith, do you want a perler of the clock and the map?
Sure.
Cool.
All right. So there is a little bit of voice acted clip there talking about the story of the game, which from what I have heard from Bloodborne players, it is essentially just about a full one-to-one of the actual Bloodborne story, just set as a kart racer. So it's really interesting and really cool to see that, and especially the little voice-acted scenes and voice-acted lines in between.
And all those beautiful cutscenes that you're skipping.
I know, I'm sorry.
I
Yes,
worked so hard on those. How could you?
the cutscenes are quite amazing. They're voice acted very well. They're a blast. Like I said, this is free to play on Steam and itch.io. Go pick it up. Even if you're not a huge kart racing fan, it still feels very good, and it's a lot of fun to play.
Also, fun fact, those little research patients, when they die, those are voiced by me.
Yes!
this actually, while we finish up this lap and get ourselves ready for the next race, if you've got a couple of quick donations, we've got plenty of time. We've got a little bit of time. Yeah, you're good?
Yep, we've got a few donations that have come in. We've got $6.90 donated by Chatty Waddy. $10 donated by VJ Smith, which says, "Best of luck, Joker."
Oh, we didn't get the glitch.
No, we did get spinning around in a lot of circles, though. Sorry, keep going with those donos.
There's only one last one, 30, donated by Amy Merlin, I believe.
Hey, Merlin.
Let's go, Joker. They truly are gaming. Also, let's see that hog.
Thank you, Amy. Thank you, everybody who has donated and helped out here for Child's Play. It's really, it's a fantastic charity, and I'm so glad that I'm able to help out with this in my own little way.
And to everyone who's donated, keep those donations coming in. It's an amazing cause,
do.
and the marathon's going to be going 24 hours all weekend.
Okay, so now we are heading into my favorite fight of the game. This is what I like to call Spawn Camp Simulator. So what we are doing here is we're given the Aether pistol, or the Noble pistol, excuse me. And I know you have a fun story behind the naming of that, and I want to hear that again. But what we're going to do is we're going to kill the first enemy, and then we're going to just sit in front of their spawn. And it takes 3 shots with the pistol or Noble pistol to kill an enemy. I might actually get blown up, and that's fine. But we're going to sit in front of their spawn. We're going to drift boost a little bit to gain Aether Vials, and we're going to kill enemies here. So Lilith, like I said, you have the fun story about the naming of the Noble pistol. Please share it.
Yes, so the original pistol was called the Evelyn, which is one of the pistols in Bloodborne, and coincidentally, like I said earlier, the composer of this game's first name is Evelyn, so we were like, oh, that's a fun little coincidence. Okay, this is your pistol. And then we had to rebrand, so we named it to the Noble pistol because Evelyn goes by the Noble Demon Online, so that kind of fell in place by itself.
I love that so much. That's so
there we go.
cute.
And there is our second, another arena fight down.
I love spawn camping.
Yep, our spawn camp simulator is done, but I really like this stretch of the campaign because we have 2 battles back to back and 2 separate types of battles. So we had the team fight battle like that, where we're just trying to shoot the enemies with the special weapon that we're given, and now we go into a blood droplet battle. So it is a team-based battle, but there are extra monsters in the arena, and we're just trying to collect blood droplets as fast as we can. And so it is a team thing, so we want to collect, blood droplets with our team. And so what we're going to do is we're going to hang around by these werewolves because they give us the most blood droplets. Try to pick up a couple items here and there. Please don't give me Aether Vials over and over again. Thank you. And occasionally we'll want to kill some enemies if we can, if they start carrying blood droplets. Or we're waiting for the monsters to respawn.
How consistently good or bad is your team?
So
that feels like an answer to the question. But.
Well, it is not just my team; it's also just the AI in general. The way it's programmed, Lilith explained to me previously, is that when an AI enemy has an item, they're programmed to use it when they're around an enemy that they can use it on. Which can be good, also can be bad. It's why sometimes we run into a lot of back-to-back blue shells. It's why sometimes we get, hey, there we go. They actually pick things up. So it can be very good.
They held their own.
They held their own. They held down. It can be very good, but it can also be very difficult, especially these last couple of courses.
I'm so proud of my AI, for once.
This is my favorite track. This is my favorite track in the game. This is Baby Park at Home.
Great.
Absolutely.
This is the library, I believe. The Outsiders Library, or the
Baby
Outsiders
Park,
Mansion.
but if it was dark and scary and
Yes.
dark academia.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it is a very tight, technical, short course with one big jump that actually can get very sketchy depending on how the AI wants to play. If you've noticed, when I get hit, I typically, your character will stop for a brief moment. If we get hit while we're in the air, we just stop and we fall. And in this course, when you go over that jump, If you stop and fall, you have to turn around and finish up the lap. So we want to make sure that we're cycling through here. Once we collect a little bit of blood, we want to cycle through, get our health transfusers, not run into the not run into the werewolves over and over, and keep a hold of that transfuser, especially for that jump. Because if somebody throws a blue shell and we're in midair, we want to make sure we can stop it and keep going. But I love the design. I love the tight technical course. The straightaways have a little bit of scary enemies there that also you have to deal with. So it's you're not just driving the entire time. The monsters will actively try to impede your progress. You can get hit by the skeletons. Some of them have like some there, okay. So you have a lot of difficulty in this to keep going. Someone's got a chain gun. That's not fun. This track does. Yes, I saw the glitch. So the AI in this course, occasionally, if they drop off of the ramp while they're getting hit, or if they get hit and get turned around, they will go backwards. And it's funny, and it's fun to see until you see the Hog Rider coming at you, blasting you with the shotgun the wrong way.
Then it becomes very horrifying.
Then it becomes very horrifying.
Yep,
yes.
yep.
But yeah, there's a couple of those little AI glitches that are fun and neat to see, but you don't see very often because of how specific it does take to get them.
Oh, yeah.
And this leads us to our third regular boss fight here in the campaign.
Are you scared?
Ooh, my favorite.
Ooh, your favorite. Talk to me.
My favorite. It was the most elaborate boss fight in the game. It took a lot of unique code to get everything set up properly due to how this boss fight works. And
I love him. He's
a
so
lot
little.
of unique assets as well. It was just a fun project all around.
I'm so sorry for cutting you off with my puppy voice, but he's tiny and I love him.
He's tiny because of the angle of the cart. We are pitched higher up because of the size of the boar, so it's kind of fun to look at everybody else. But this is Nicholas.
Hi, Nicholas.
So we have, this is a multi-stage boss fight, which I really like. We have to chase him down and trap him in an arena. Then we have to, shoot him in the arena quite a few times. And then, lather, rinse, repeat until the final chase now.
Well, the other bosses, at least they look scary. He just feels sad.
He runs around with the birdcage on his head, and you can unlock the birdcage as a weapon or as a cart in the game. So you can play with the birdcage if you want. It's very fun to use Bunlith with the birdcage as she's running around.
Yeah.
All right, we'll go ahead and just use that up.
Sorry, I'm seeing the captions and sitting here trying to listen to the voice go, no, don't be too hasty, because just the one little thing I heard was delightful.
The voice acting for Nicholas is fantastic.
It's so good.
Gotta make it quick.
Shout out to Wes Wiggins.
Thank you so much. Woo! Shout out your actors.
All right, so we've got our 3 moon shards, so we'll be able to face off against the final boss. But let's go ahead and finish up Nicholas here as we try to drive. I've heard of the phrase bull in a china shop. I've never heard of the phrase boar in a library.
Boar in a library labyrinth, no less.
Yeah. Oh, there's one tiny little cutscene glitch. If you're holding a button during a cutscene that plays during a race, it will still hold that button coming out of it, so you have to tap it. But it's not usually anything that's noticeable. I'm gonna see if I can't. I want to try to get. He was, and I didn't get it. So Nicholas has a really interesting animation for his drift, and one of the biggest tricks in this fight is to get a visceral attack on him while he's drifting to cut down this final chase. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to get it, but it's very, very difficult to do. I think I've only gotten
Visceral attack? I don't know what you're talking about. It's called a visceral boost. totally
Also,
different.
I don't know why, but the thought of Nicholas, the man who is running on foot drifting, just his heels going
Yes.
during that whole description was making me giggle.
I do love this chase down. That jump I've actually lost runs to that jump. If you miss the teleporter there, you get sent back to the very beginning and you lose, and you have to essentially start the chase sequence over again. So it can be very sketchy. This was one where I've missed that jump with this board before some recent updates to changing how the jump triggers work. Good fight, almost good fight. Okay,
Oh,
You got it.
come on.
there we go.
Yeah, let's go.
And now, my favorite portion. So, Lilith, there's no kill planes down here, right?
Not anymore.
So, I believe you explained it previously. There was a soft lock that you could end up doing where you would hit a kill plane under the track and in this course, respawn, and then you wouldn't be able to actually finish it. So I know this one, and I think there's like one or two other courses where something like this could happen, where you will just fall infinitely into the abyss until the cutscene is over, essentially. Oh no.
Better than a soft lock.
Better than a soft lock. It's more fun too because we just get to spin around the entire time. But this now is Rainbow Road at home. This is shout out to my friend Acadial. I was showcasing this. Yes, I was showcasing this for the Games Done Quick Non-Binary People's Day showcase, and I said, oh, this is Rainbow Road at home. And he made the joke, and now it's ever enshrined in my splits as Painbow Road.
That's so good.
And it is, you'll be able to see why, because the AI is very aggressive. They are very tightly clumped up. They will use their items all of the time, as soon as they can. And it's also a very, very long course. So we will, we'll get hit more than a few times by the AI.
You also have a lot of, much like the N64 Rainbow Road, the big, like, aerial sky views.
Yes.
It feels appropriate.
But this also is another good course here, because it is very long and we have plenty of time here. If there are any other donations or anything else you would like to read, now is a great time to do so.
We do have a few donations. We've got $25 donated by the Mr. Game and Shout, who says, "It's simple. I see friends on stream, I donate. Good luck, Joker. Love to you and Ruby."
Love you, Shout.
Love you, Shout. Love to shout in the Games Done Quick fam.
We also have $15 donated by Hockey Babbler. "I'm still in this meeting, but this hog cannot be stopped. And neither can this fundraiser for Child's Play. Big love to Joker and Ruby, and of course, for the Big Pig. #hoggers."
Thank you so much, Hockey, and thank you so much for everyone else.
Hockey
yeah,
Babbler?
no,
Hockey
my
Babbler?
brain tried to say hockey to my wonderful friend, and then instead said hoggy, and now I'm never gonna live that down for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
It's fine. Listen, Neil deGrasse Tyson presents Major League Baseball is already out there. It can't
That's
get
true.
worse.
It can't get much worse than that. So one of the nice things here is that we just happened while we were memeing. Somebody died in the course. You drop blood droplets when you die. So I was able to pick up a good 300 blood droplets off of somebody else.
Oh.
Hopefully nobody comes around and I can pick those up, or it's just gonna. Lilith.
What just happened?
Well, we're gonna have to.
I've never seen that before. What the heck?
I don't know what happened.
No.
I don't know what happened there. I'm assuming there was a couple checkpoints that were set up very close to each other on the track, and then when I died, it sent me to one checkpoint. But because it skipped a checkpoint within the course, most likely it then just said, "Oh, you're not where you need to be."
So, Joker, say it with me.
That's never happened before.
That's never happened before.
Yep. Yeah. So
Nicholas!
one of the other fantastic things I love about this is the further you go in the game, the more AI racers are unlocked, and like the different AI racers are unlocked. So like, you'll see the giant boar, you'll see the sidecar with the Matilda sisters, you'll see Nicholas, you'll see Father Gregory, so many other racers as the game progresses.
Unrelated, but speaking of which, do all the other racers, when they boost, it's their engine, and with Nicholas, it's just his freaking hand? Because that's what it looks like. It's just his hand randomly ignites
I
when
think
he's
so.
like, and I want to run. Lilith, confirm?
Oh, the boost fire comes out of his birdcage, actually.
Oh, okay.
But when
okay.
he drifts, it comes off his feet because
and
he's running so fast.
That's really cool.
Also, two racers just died, and Nicholas has the best death screech. It lasts for so long, but it's so much fun. I'm going to actually use that transfuser so I don't die again. Normally, a death will not actually cost you like a run unless you're on like a PB pace. You'll just respawn and have to keep going. But with whatever happened earlier, we're gonna play it safe.
Yeah, unless there's a game-breaking respawn or something.
Yeah, something that would
That's never happened before.
Yeah, that would never happen. One thing that I didn't explain a little bit is the boosting and the drifting. So your regular. Oh no. Okay, good. I did not get hit in the air, so we're fine. But you do have a regular boost that you can use, like Xbox controller, it's the X button. PlayStation, it's the square. It's your normal boost that you can use, but it's powered by the Aether Vials. So the blue vials that you see up on the top left-hand corner, you gain more Aether Vials by drifting. But you also can use a boost while you're drifting, so you can speed up a drift boost by doing a Mario Kart style technique called snaking, where you just you flick back and forth real fast on the thumbstick while you're drifting, and it will go ahead and start that boost up for you. But your boosts are limited by your stamina gauge, which is the green bar under the health bar that is currently almost empty. And if you do not have stamina, you cannot drift. So you have to kind of manage that as well. It's usually not too bad. I'm gonna do the trick here. I didn't do the trick. I didn't time it. That's fine.
No.
We still have health, and I can drop items to try to pick up another transfuser. There we go. So we are set, and we are making our way out of Painbow Road finally. Oh no. Oh no.
Into a corner of
Yeah,
Painbow
and-
Road,
and-
and
yeah,
then to the
yeah,
end of
yeah,
Painbow
yeah,
Road.
yeah, yeah,
Yep,
yeah, it's fine, yeah.
It was a detour.
Yeah,
It's very
it's
important.
When I was
Slight
designing this course, I was like, this is too easy. They put some random gravestones in the middle of the track on that big turn.
Yeah, it's too easy.
Honestly, a very good way to add difficulty to the map.
And legitimately, the course itself is fairly easy. It's just long. What makes it difficult is the AI at the start of the race. If you don't get ahead early on, you're gonna get hit a lot. That's why I have less than half my health right now, because I kept getting hit by shotguns and pistols and all sorts of other weaponry and accoutrement in the race. So, but we're making it out. We're done. We are done with this course. We have one final fight, and then we have the secret boss fight, which is what the category is for and what the moon shards are for. Mm-hmm. There we go.
Get the hoggers.
Woo!
Let's go, Hoggers!
Yeah, the drift fire also comes out of the feet of the giant boar. It's the little details in this game are so wonderful. This is our final fight.
You know the really fun thing about that? Usually when we're saying these things, we're saying it into the ether to say, hey everyone, you should play this video game. But now we also get to say it to the dev and say, thank you for making this video game.
You're welcome. I'm glad everyone likes it so much.
So now we're on the final fight. This is an every person for themselves fight. I've lost world record pace runs to this fight because there are some skeletons that are about. One of them does have a rifle. One of them will shoot you if you're too close. Ask me how I know. I also call this the ditch of death because you will typically take a lot of damage if you hang around this little ditch for too long, because that's where everybody likes to congregate.
That's where I spawned the health transfusers.
Yes.
Just for that.
There are a few extra, like the health transfusers and a couple extra items will spawn. I'm not sure the exact time because I'm never looking at the time while I'm running through, but they do eventually spawn, but it takes a little bit of time for them to do so, and they spawn down here. All right, blood droplets, come on.
You got this.
I never get those in the other races. I always get the blood droplets in the fights. RNG, please. We're also we've flown through this. We're down to the last two. We're down to the last two AI enemies, which is really nice.
Yeah, I know you said this is usually a really big reset point. This is great.
Yeah, this is. There's a shotgun. I took half my HP from it. Shotguns are very, very, very dangerous.
Nicholas with the shoddy.
Yep, there we go. Take that, Nicholas.
Nice.
And on a slaughter spree too. All right, so we are going to get into the secret boss fight, the final boss of this game. After this decision, we refuse.
Refuse what?
So the question is, do we submit our life or do we refuse? So we're refusing.
Oh, yeah.
That gets us
Screw
to this.
that.
Now, I am going to need a little bit of focus time, and as I do this, you will see exactly what I mean by why I need focus time.
Time to lock in. Good luck.
Oh, okay. So immediately going into this fight, Lilith, talk to me about the design.
So it was very clearly inspired by a specific final boss of a certain video game. But what is the most interesting part was the rebrand. I kind of tried to do a bit of a invert color. So the boss that it's inspired from is all black and charred. So I wanted to do a bright colored sort of enemy, and I also took inspiration from, I forget what it is called, but the fear of a bunch of small little holes. What's the phrase of that?
Oh, I
regardless,
don't
I put
know,
that
but I
in,
can see
the
it. Yeah.
textural design.
Trypophobia, I
actually,
think.
Grabbed some photos of mushrooms and mapped that onto the character map so you can see it everywhere. And that was really fun, trying to figure out how to make a legally distinct version of this boss.
Focus time done. Now we're on to the actual final fight against Melodia. Our weapon has also upgraded, so that was why I said I needed focus time, is because that platforming section is very difficult, especially when you have no control over your boar, as it were. We are slashing around Melodia until we hit, half HP is nice. Our sword has upgraded now, and it shoots out a projectile, and it also still homes in and dives onto somebody. So we need to get this sniper to about half HP. And we're going to be bouncing around a lot, so sorry if you're motion sick. There's Melodia.
Welcome to speedrunning.
Yep. And
Sorry.
did I catch her? Oh, yes. I caught her in air. I got some good damage there.
Yeah, I had to make sure to put a ceiling on this arena because it can really get some height there.
Time is coming up here very soon.
Is it as soon as the health goes down?
Yeah, I will give a cue here because there's going to be a cutscene that will play, and time.
Yeah!
Yeah! Let's go! And there he is, digging holes in the ground or something.
And that is Nightmare Kart. Once again, this game is 100% free to play on Steam, on itch.io. I highly recommend, if you're watching at home on Twitch, please pick it up. Please play through it. Listen to the cutscenes. Play through the game. Everything is just so well done. Handcrafted with love by Lilith, the Noble Demon. You know, there's a couple other devs that have helped out with some art and things like that. Everybody who's put any kind of work or effort into this game, really, it deserves to be played. It is it is probably my favorite game of 2024. It's that I enjoy it that much.
And if you like this run and you want to see some more amazing Nightmare Kart,
Stay tuned because we have this giant thing next to me that everyone here can see. We'll be unveiling it very momentarily, and
under a big curtain, everyone ooh ah, ooh ah.
And I guess we'll just take whatever break we need for stage prep to set up, and the floor is now yours.
Thank you so much,
Thank
magFAST.
you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Hello. If you're just tuning in, we are magFAST at magFest.